and they've got the Dazzle. Alchemist is quite fast-paced, so is the Kunkka. The issue's going to be, they've run this entire lineup into an AA. I think their only plus side right now is AA can't ult them all. You can't hit everyone with an Ice Blast.
That is very... I mean, we were talking about this while the draft was going on, and you were very confused once that out came out.
I mean, I was confused with the Dazzle. I'll level with you. The second pick Dazzle, I'm like, oh boy, here we go. This is going to be some trash draft. But they left the AA in, and they didn't care. It seemed like they knew the AA was coming, because they picked us so quickly on top of it. As soon as the AA, they're like, nah, we're going to pick Alchemist straight away.
We have seen similar drafts before in the Chinese region, and generally the idea is just that once you hit that mid to late game, nobody dies on your team. You've just got so much sustain that you just can't kill anyone on the side of Team Trust. But with that AA, it might be a bit of a different story. Like it's going to be very, very hard, assuming that Ice Blast does connect to keep people alive here.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously the AA Blast is going to be quite a nice combo with the Reaper's Scythe. If you lower them down a bit, get the Reaper's Scythe, even if the Reapers doesn't kill him, that explosion damage will come through, and they'll pop from the end of that damage. And not to mention, they have a Terrorblade and the Queen of Pain. Like, very solid cores on top of that. A lot of damage, a lot of good mid-game to late-game potential. So I think if Adroit survive the first 20 minutes, the game becomes quite comfortable for them.
Did you... On UU, on the Dazzle, he has a Veil of Discord queued up. Now this is something I'm not quite used to.
It's weird because he's comboing with what? The Tiny, the Boat, and that's pretty much it. Because obviously he's all physical, like our observer just pointed out. Shadow Wave and Poison Touch are physical damage spells.
I mean, it makes enough sense. That,
it's going to be a spammable Veil.
Yeah, I mean, that is true, right? You're going to be able to spam Veil constantly. It's going to obviously help out the Tiny. Sort of helps out the Kunkka with Torrent Boat. I don't know about this. I'm quite intrigued to see what Trust is up to. As do you see the new lovely AA blowing us a love heart? Very nice.
Oh god, that's weird. Look at. I believe it's going to be 100% uptime Veil.
Okay.
At level 6. Someone's going to correct my maths here.
Yep.
But definitely by 12, it is 100%. So at 12, it'll be 100%. I think before it's just going to be a bit less than that. So I can definitely see Team Trust running this style of brawl on brawl on brawl on brawl. Just don't let AA get his ultimate off multiple times. Obviously Metamorph's a long cooldown, Reaper's a long cooldown, Sonic Wave, 140-second very long cooldown. Or 125, sorry. But all of these spells can be fought around quite comfortably. So I would like to see Team Trust do exactly that. Just make sure no matter what happens, they spawn, they fight again.
Yep.
Their only large cooldown is Hand of God. Which is
begins.
Obviously something you're not going to be getting to use with the AA Blast anyway.
It's very true. See Shifu doing a bit of damage here on the position 1 Alp. Just cut his way through the tree line. Bensoy is going to chase him down just a little bit on that Quap. Shouldn't be the easiest lane in the world for this Alchemist up against that Queen of Pain, especially when you've got the Rubik match up there as well, but XMP, he'll be around to keep his Alchemist safe. So you've got X and Mac on the in the mid lane, and of course we saw X last game on this Kunkka with a very entertaining build, I want to say, with the double Daedalus and double Divine Rapiers. Up against the Necrophos though.
Necro should win this lane. Not massively. Like, obviously, it's very hard for Kunkka to use his sustain. That's his biggest plus right now. You can out-sustain someone. The problem is, Necrophos, if he gets any last hits, he just wins the lane naturally off the Heartstopper Aura plus the Death Pulse, just consistently spamming that out. So it'll be interesting to see how X plays this, because already he's taking a lot of auto attacks.
He is. Of course, up at that top lane, you'll see MCY on the Terrorblade, and we had a great game last game on the Anti-Mage, but just didn't really pan out at the end.
He had a great farming game.
Right.
I'm not sure his fights were executed that well, and I think that was the biggest problem with Adroit. He had so much cash rolling in the bank, but he kept dying in these team fights. Like, he kept making slight mistakes here and there, and it adds up, right? If your carry dies 2 or 3 times, then you can't keep up in these fights. So I'm looking for MCY to be a bit cleaner this game, a bit more well executed. And Terrorblade obviously has to get out of jail free card in some of them.
Mac really giving it to X in that mid lane. Of course, back down to the bot lane. things aren't going so bad so far for Shifu. He's gotten 6-1 on the Alchemist, so they're not really able to deny him out or lock him out too much on this safe lane Alchemist. And that could be a bit of a cause for concern here for Adroit. You don't really want to allow this out to get out of control, but mid lane, Mac is in massive danger. They'll both eat a Fairy Fire, and now Mac will salve up. X has the Tidebringer. Let's go for it, but Mac was out of range and just continues running that salve. X will do the same.
Yeah, and all in all, just a salve trade, a bit more panic than was worth, I think. Like both of those players realizing it's very hard to die in this lane unless you make an absolute error. I think the only lane that could potentially get kills is top lane, to be honest, with the tiny combo. I think that's the only way you get kills. Toss back into, he doesn't have avalanche, but that is a lot of damage.
It is a lot of damage, and it will be first blood going out to Yu on the Dazzle. Because, by the way, he did, looks like he did change his item build. I don't see the Veil of Discord anymore. He looks like he is going for the standard Necro Book Rush, which we're used to seeing on that Dazzle, so it makes a bit more sense, I'd say.
Yeah, the reason this Necro Book went out of favor, though, obviously Necro is being nerfed, as we're seeing another brawl in the mid lane. But Necros aren't as good for pushing anymore, which is Dazzle's big plus. Like, he could have Necros up 100% of the time, just consistently hitting towers. Without that, though, it doesn't feel... The hero just doesn't feel right.
See what the idea here is from Yu. They must be feeling confident here on the side of Trust to draft it in the first place. X, I think not. Torrent is going to be out on Mac. But Mac is really just uncontested now in this mid lane. Like, in terms of CS, obviously X has done a great job, considering the circumstances, but it's hard to see him being able to deal with Mac once you've got this many levels on the Necrophos. Because we are slowly approaching that level 6 stage now, where you are going to have Reaper Scythe up very, very soon.
Yeah, and I do like this. He has a Bracer as well, so we went 1 null, 1 Bracer. I like this little alternate bot lane.
He does end up going down. The creeps end up getting the final hit off onto XMP. That's the Chen, right? You've got to worry about that just a little bit. You're quite squishy on this hero, and you can't be that far forward.
Yeah, honestly, I think you live with this. You trade health pools with Bensoy. Bensoy obviously has to either salve or he has a bottle now. But he's going to have a lot of problems when it comes to health pool. Which is the same thing we're seeing with X, right? Like, he's getting bullied a lot. He has to keep bringing in salves, keep bringing in bottle charges, keep resetting the lane. And it takes its toll more than just dying does. Like, you can see how many last hits he's missing here. Because he doesn't actually have the health pool to go back in.
Pop that DD rune and trying to fight back now, but Mac just doesn't care. He just walks back up to him. X will take a lot more harassment. And at least he's got the 5-minute bounty runes coming now, so he's got another bottle on the way, but it's just rough. Still bot lane, XMP get lifted up for a second there by Boomy, but they're not going to try and follow up on this Chen. They're just going to leave him be.
Top, I think Dazzle, yep, just ticks out. Heads up play, they just chilling touched him, they metamorphed, and a couple shots from MCY gets the free pickup.
Nice pick up there for the side of Adroit. Back down to bot lane. XMP going to be in trouble again on this Chen and does die. Doesn't even bother trying to run away that time around. He'll just stand his ground and take it. Still, X mid lane does also die on the Kunkka. Matt able to pick that one up.
Yeah, the first reveal of the Reapers, obviously. You don't want to be in a lane with Mac when he's level 6. He will get chased down here, take a bit of damage, but it's a level 4 Dazzle. You're not too worried.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
I believe this is signaling a switch lane as well. I think Kunkka might TP top. X has just had enough of this lane.
I mean, that makes enough sense though, right? Like, you know you can't lane up against the Necrophos any further. You just need to be able to swap out these lanes and maybe give you that XP priority, and that's exactly what they're doing for now. It's not really going to slow down Mac at all on the Necrophos, but at this rate, you don't really have any options in terms of slowing him down. He's just well and truly going to be ahead. But you can rely on this guy, the Alchemist.
You're going to have to so heavily, but I think the Alchemist versus Terrorblade matchup isn't that great. Because obviously Alchemist doesn't usually burst someone down. So you get sundered, you get turned around on. Obviously we talked about the AA ad nauseum. There's just a lot of ways to deal with the Alchemist.
XMP Bot lane again, he's just kind of been left alone there trying to soak XP on the Chen, but he's going to pay for it. Still at level 3. That is the 3rd time, I believe, he has died this game.
It is indeed 0-3, level 3. It's a rough game for Chen. I'm not sure what they expected to happen with this pick, to tell you the truth. Like, when you had the Tiny, you had the Dazzle, you already have committed to pretty weak laning, and then obviously you double down with the Alchemist, who doesn't want a bar of any lane that can kill him, which is all of their lanes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dire's top tower
Still just jungling fine.
attack.
Top lane, you'll see UU starting a bit of a push here on the T1 tower, and I believe he has the Necro book on the way now on the Courier, actually queuing up a Midas straight after that.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Opting for the Midas after the Necro one, and will escalate his farm a bit, but
I don't know the stats on it now, but Necro used to be
Radiant's
faster
bottom
farming
tower is
than
under
Midas
attack.
was, surprisingly. Like, it was actually more GPM because you could kill more creeps, etc. But CML,
ends up catching out. Rather, he got caught out by the toss, and the avalanche was going to be enough. It's like CML thought the Mac would be there a bit earlier on, but it was not the case. In mid lane, Boomy
Radiant's
trying to
bottom
soak some
tower is
XP
under
on the
attack.
Rubik. Does also die to X on the Kunkka.
Radiant's
yeah, a
bottom
nice little
tower
rotation
has
from the
fallen.
Chen. He came in with the Purge Creep once again.
Of course.
Those
Dire's
Satyr
middle
banishes,
tower is
I
under
think
attack.
they need to be tweaked a tiny bit, because you should be able to spam 4 of these 5 seconds. What? The XMP? What are you doing?
Focusing on the other side of the map by the looks of it, but Ben Soy will happily take this kill for himself. Of course, Sonic Wave will be more than enough to finish him out. The XMP, it's tough for him. Still top lane, Mac. Ford, no, it's not going to be enough with the toss. He'll just go Swarm and be fine. But now UU going to try and go after Boomy.
They need to be careful. He actually has enough mana for Reapers. It'd be interesting to see if Boomy gets ticked.
No, he's all right for now, but they do catch him out.
Radiant's courier.
He does
has
lose his
been killed.
courier, UU. Not respecting the creep wave there, so let's give his courier away, but still got the
Radiant's
kill.
bottom
Still
tower
probably going to be
is under
satisfied.
attack.
Tell you the truth, with that
Dire's
courier
middle
dying, it's
tower
actually
is under
worthwhile for
attack.
Adroit. Like, getting that gold to all of the boys. What is it up to now? 50? 55 gold each? Yeah, that's a win.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Nice little
It's a
bounty.
dirty win, but you'll take it.
Dire's top tower
Shifu, still
has
just
fallen.
busy jungling. Does get a nice royal jelly for himself. Every core player's dream. Just find this royal jelly. Commit it for himself, and I'm sure somebody else on his team. Probably going to be X on the Conquer.
I was actually just looking through. He sent it back home, I believe. Just looking through. Yeah, he sent it back home.
Just let them fight amongst themselves.
Still there. If I was a support right now, I'd give the cause about a minute and I'd take it. Yeah. I'd give them one warning. Be like, I'm taking it at the 10-minute mark.
And then 20 minutes into the game, they'll ask why you took the royal jelly.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, every time.
Bot lane, though, we might be seeing this AA get cleaned.
No, you're right, he'll throw the cold feed out. That'll be
Radiant's
it.
middle tower is under attack.
Of course, UU still just controlling that top lane area. He's getting very close now to that minus recipe. So this timing's not bad at all for UU on this Dazzle. He is really going to escalate in terms of net worth if this keeps up.
Yeah, you can see right now he's currently 4th on the net worth, which is not too shabby considering Necrophos dominates the lane. Boomy, though?
He's here. UU in trouble. X actually going down, and there goes UU. Ben Sawyer, great rotation now. They still do lose the Rubik, but it's well worth it.
In the mid lane, however, they actually cleaned up X and the Tiny.
Ouch.
Radiant's middle
Just a
tower
nice
is
AA
under
blast
attack.
reveal. They obviously used the Reaper Scythe combo as well, which is why they're both down for so long. Oh, this is going to get start to get
structures
quite
are
rough for
fortified.
Team Trust. They only have a,
Radiant's
what,
middle
half
tower
a K
is under
net worth
attack.
lead with an Alchemist?
It's never what you want with an Alchemist in your team.
Mid lane though?
They are going to TP in, but how do you take this team fight? Mac is still way too tanky, so they'll try him to CML. X is going to be there with the boat to fly out. He got the Ice Blast off in time, and now with the Tidebringer hit, they do get one. But now you've got to deal with the big boy. Mac should be just fine, but Tidebringer is going to be out again. X, he wants to keep going. Toss in onto poor old XMP.
Does he die for this? No.
Well, he's been thrown to the wolves, but Mac doesn't really have much mana. just have to go back towards the fountain. So at least they do get the support AA kill. That's really all they get for their trouble. They're going to try and capitalize by going after that mid-tier 1 tower.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned the Midas. I think he gets Midas if they get this tower right now, which is a very good timing for UU.
Dire's middle tower is under
Okay, I'm going
attack.
to TP in and defend this.
They've got their air blast as well. Necrophos 20 on the side. This is an awkward fight for Team Trust right now. Obviously, you don't want to commit too heavily because Terrorblade is obviously farming bot. Bensoy is just annoying the hell out of the Alchemist. So it's going to be a 3v5 fight, but they might have to take it.
The X and Torrent. Ice Blast is not going to connect on anyone but the Tiny. Mac still looks very, very healthy. Now Bensoy jumping in, dropping a lot of HP early on. They'll want to continue this fight, perhaps Adroit. A lift up on UU. Reaper's Sight is going to be enough from Mac. Now the boats are flying. X trying to survive. Mac still alright. Meanwhile, the quad, Bensoy, does die. Now the avalanche toss on Mac, but it is still not enough damage for this Necrophos. And, they still get the positive end of the stick here, I think, for the side of Adroit. It is a 2-for-1 trade.
Yeah, 2-for-1 trade. Obviously, it looks worse because everyone assumes Queen of Pain's the mid laner, but no, that was their offlane. That was Bensoy dying, trading for an offlane plus +4. And I believe they'll get this tower now, if it doesn't get denied.
Oh. Nice deny there from
middle tower
X.
has been
It's off the
denied.
map at least.
Yeah. It's really all you wanted anyway if you're Adroit. But they are about to hit a timing, right, Team Trust? Like, they've got the Radiance up on the Alp now. You've still got this Chen, you've still got this Dazzle with the Midas coming out. When is it go time for this Radiant side?
I think +1 item on Alchemist. Like, obviously you said he has the Radiance, but he is queuing up the BKB, realizing he can die pretty quickly in these team fights. So with that BKB, they might fight. But X has gone for the Spirit Vessel. It's just an awkward time frame for them because none of their items are syncing up perfectly. A lot of good teams, or top teams rather, they might pick an earlier game versus a later game item purely so they can combo with their team.
See why? Was found out by Ching Feng. He'll use the reflection, but Avalanche connected, still no toss out. And meanwhile in the mid lane, X on the Kunkka. Again going down to Mac.
Radiant's top
Mac has
tower
been
is under
having a
attack.
very, very good game with this Necrophos.
Radiant's courier
Well, this
has
is
been
the
killed.
exact opposite for X.
Yeah, and the worst part was X didn't even get Reapers there. Like, that was just a AA blast with the Yule Scepter combo to make sure he actually got hit by the Cold Feet. So it wasn't like they committed much. You can see right now Max Health and mana are basically
Radiant's
full.
middle tower
And now
is
they can
under
just do it
attack.
again now that Ice Blast is off cooldown.
Smoke up. Avalanche was just on some neutral creeps, but CML can have his smoke broken. XMP, that is dangerous, sir. He'll try to fight back up against the AA, but now with the Cold Feet and the Ice Blast, he is going to be tossed out of the Ice Blast range, but Matt will commit the Reaper's Sight. Not willing to waste any time here chasing down this Chen, and of course it was XMP after all, which means you have to commit every ultimate.
Oh yeah, if you don't
Dire's
commit at
middle
least 2
tower is
ultimates for
under attack.
XMP, was it really worth it? Did you really send that message? But that time I do agree with it. Reaper's a spell that you want to just have someone removed from the map. You did clean up a lot of the creeps as well. You can see there's only 2 left chasing CML right now. And just getting the support off the map is always a good idea in this farming situation. TB, Alchemist being AFK farmers.
He's almost got that BKB up. And that's that point. Once he's got that BKB up, you'd expect a big smoke to happen from Team Trust, and they try to make something happen up against the Adroit. Because the thing is, eventually this Terrorblade is going to get out of control. I mean,
He's
we
almost
haven't-
there, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the SNY up already.
Like, SMY, he's going to have another Ultimate Orb. I believe Skadi is going to be his build-up. Obviously, he has it queued. I don't think he'll have to change his mind. He doesn't have to worry about any AA blasts, Reaper Sights, like the Alchemist does. But once he gets the Skadi, how do you burst him down without a Sunder coming off?
It's a good question.
And you've obviously got no Lotus Orb pickers. We saw last game. There was some, let's say, questionable dooms coming through on that Lotus Orb. There's not going to be any of that Clown Fest this game this early on.
Well, there's that BKB coming out now.
Oh,
X. Gonna get an X off on Boomy. The boats are fly in, and XMP should be able to hold him down here with these neutrals. So Boomy only gonna go down, and it's a much needed kill for this Kunkka, who is just very far behind. Gonna help out the cause a bit.
Radiant's bottom tower
TP's in
is
mid.
under
Are
attack.
they going to go for a smoke yet? Mac's going to run straight into Shifu. Now, they'll use the unstable concoction. Ice Blast. Not going to land from CML. Cold Feet was there. Mac still surviving. He does not have that Ghost Form anymore, but he gets the Yules off now. Avoiding the Torrent, but he's tossed up in the air. Sonic Wave is out from Bensoy, but Mac has died. And so does Yu on the Dazzle.
Yeah, missing that Ice Blast is such an issue. You can see now Artemis is not scared of anything. He's just going to run in willy-nilly. Still has the BKB.
Yeah, Bensoy, there's the BKB being used up. He will actually be able to blink out on the quad, but that Spirit Vessel is ticking him out. He does survive, just barely.
Ooh. That was close. And obviously, not a massive deal, but they've got the Vul Assassin, or top mid lane.
CML, just a simple avalanche toss. Out from our Tiny, will do it.
Yeah. They have the Vul Assassin on Chen. At least they had it. The damage over time was stopping the bottle over and over again.
Right.
Just the little things you don't really pick up that often. And an annoying little Chen mechanic.
Boomy. He pins it here from XMP and Shifu.
Radiant's bottom
And X
tower
now.
is under
Yeah,
attack.
just everyone jump in. Be Boomy gone. X to take the kill with the Torrent. Nice little pickup again onto that Rubik. Still though, Trust, they are only leading by 1k. So they are not out of the woods quite yet. In fact, I dare say this is almost a net worth advantage for the side of Adroit right now, considering how low it is.
Yeah, I definitely think if you're not 5-6k ahead by now as Team Trust, you're losing. Kunkka can obviously farm still. He hasn't hit that point where he tapers off. You have a
Dire's
Midas
middle
offlane
tower
with a
is under
Necro,
attack.
which is a farming Necro, and then the Alchemist. So you should really be further ahead than 2k. But they've pulled it together, because there was a point where I was legitimately saying Team Trust were behind on the net worth, and you can never have that as an Alchemist player.
Absolutely not. He's going to get started on this Roshan
Radiant's
play,
top tower
because you've
is
got so
under
many
attack.
creeps here with the Dazzle and Chen that it doesn't really take you that long to take this thing down, assuming you have the rest of the team. And well, Adroit, they're not really ready for this. They don't know what's happening.
Radiant's top
And Roshan,
tower is
They
under
just
attack.
scanned it, so they could. There's the Ice Blast.
Radiant structures
Try
are
the
fortified.
Ice Blast to fly in. Roshan still very, very low. The TV illusion is going to scout it out, but it is way too late. And so, Trust going to take the first Aegis of the game, and they're just out of there. No
Yeah.
punishment.
That is a huge timer for them as well, because we talked about the AA Blast being so crucial for them. All of a sudden, the AA Blast doesn't matter because you don't have to commit BKB for it, and now you can just push into the mid lanes.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That tier 1 tower.
Dire's structures
Spot
are
of danger.
fortified.
Boomy was just trying to fade bolt the creep wave down, but he's been X'd up again by X, and with that, that almost
Radiant's
certainly
bottom
means
tower
his
is
death.
under attack. Dire's
Nothing
middle
of value
tower
was
is under
committed either.
attack.
They can just continue going.
Dire's middle
There's
tower
no way you
is
can
under
split push these creeps either. Like, Mac's too
Radiant's
far
top
away.
tower is under
Bensoy's going to
attack.
commit on the tier 1 top. You pretty much have to just split push this fight out.
Radiant's bottom
See why he's
tower
getting
is under
very, very
attack.
close to having that Eye of
Bensoy
Skadi up
top?
at top
Radiant's
lane.
structures are
Bensoy
fortified.
will be able to blink out. He's just fine. He gets a nice little bounty rune, and the Alk will take the other. Shifu, he'll get back to farming. Still bot lane. They are going to go after Cheng Feng, but CML, he's the one who drops low, but the Ice Blast going to fly through with the Sonic Wave. X needs to get out ASAP.
Jeez,
Still
he's
gets
going to
Shadow
die.
Strike, but no, the Scream is there for Bensoy, and now Yu being left behind on the Dazzle. He's going to be the third to go down. And, well, there's an Alchemist around if they want to try for that. Shifu?
They actually lost CML, so XMP rather, fighting around the
Shifu?
runes.
Mac has Reaper's Sight. They use him up again. They should have the control for this Alchemist. He needs help, but he has no teammates alive at the moment. That means this Alchemist is just guaranteed dead. In fact, they're not even going to commit the Reapers for this.
He
They'll
has
wait
no
to the
TP.
Aegis.
He has no TP out. He's actually stuck here. And there's the Ice Blast. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. Reaper's Scythe is still available. It's a concern here for
Radiant's
Team
middle
Trust.
tower is under attack.
To tell you the truth, they saw the AC recipe on his backpack. They probably should have just committed the Reapers to send him to the grave for 70 rather than the 40 he's up. It would have added
Radiant's
25,
middle
yeah.
tower
It would have
has
been
fallen.
70 seconds without Alchemist farming, which is such an issue. Because, like we said before,
Radiant's
a net worth
bottom
lead against an
tower
Alchemist is a big deal.
CML trouble. Probably is gonna die, but Boomy's playing games with this Dazzle. UU gonna get X back by Boomy. And CML does eventually die. They had the Spirit Vessel charge as well as the Necro Creeps just following him down. But it's
Radiant's top
position
tower
5
is
kill,
under
not too
attack.
big of a deal for Adroit, and I think they're just more than happy to keep this game going the way it is going.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Skadi is up for Terrorblade. We haven't really talked about it.
Oh, chase down Mac, but just can't keep up with it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And all the while, you look at MCY, Pog, he's got the Skadi, he's looking very, very healthy. In fact, there might be another item coming out for it.
This is just a Dragonlance, so it's nothing major. They're gonna get caught on here.
Avalanche, toss, is there, MCY, he's been stunned up, he could be in danger, perma-stunned in fact, but is he? No, he's not, he'll sunder. No matter yet. He's going after XMP in the Believe form, they're trying to heal everyone up. Boomy getting out of there, the Ice Blast to fly through, connecting on the Alchemist, but MCY is still in massive danger. Now the Reaper Scythe is out, still everyone survives apart from XMP, who does die on the Chen. But Mac actually gets the kill on the Alchemist.
Radiant's bottom
The Ice Blast classic was still on top of him. Now UU just trying to retreat, but it looks like he has nowhere to go but down. Ben Soy gets a double. Maybe they lose Mac, and they do. The tower, of all things, gets the Mac kill.
And another Sunder up. I wouldn't be surprised to see this Sunder go off and him not even die for this.
MCY is alive, gets the Sunder off in time onto X, and now we'll turn back around with the Sonic Wave out from Ben Soy. Oh, UU. Just leave, sir. Leave the building. It is not safe with this man.
All right, we're going to game 3, right?
I don't want to call it this early, but you are the analyst, Poglet. You'd know better than I do.
23 minutes in, you can't kill MCY, and yes, he has a Skadi, but he's only going to get tankier from here. He has the level 15 talent, bat to be the level 20. If he goes to stats talent here, I don't see him dying, honestly. An extra 160 health, plus I believe he can just go for the Pike or the Satanic here. It's almost impossible for them to deal with him. And he does go for the stats, 20. Haven't seen what he's queued up yet while we watch the rest of his team just clown around the Alchemist.
Is there a way for Trust to come back into this game? Like, if you were the captain right now, Pog, in fact, hold that thought, because Shifu will be alright. CML actually going to be the one to get caught out, but Boomy is still around to try and help. They'll pop the BKB on Shifu. That'll be CML gone. Now Boomy and Mac, do they want to fight this?
Radiant's
It looks like they may. As the BKB does wear off, they'll get the Yules off. Mac, this is dangerous, but he's going to go in with the Ghost form now. MCY to join the fray. They'll go after the Kunkka first, and that should just be X gone with another great Sonic Wave out from Ben Soy. Now Ching Feng is trying to run, but he's been, well, TB Lucian got tossed to him. And the Fade Bolt will be enough from Boomy.
Yeah,
I was about to ask you how they could win this game, Poglet, but it's looking like they might be running out of ideas now.
I was going to say a throw. I think a throw is the only way they come back into this game, because right now MCY and Bensoy are absolutely chunky. And that's not to do with the fact that Mac can just do whatever the hell he wants in these team fights. He's walking around with the Lotus, the Yules. He's going to have an Ag soon, which obviously has been changed to reduce the Ghost Shroud cooldown. So he's going to be unkillable in these team fights. You can't deal with that.
MCY to take out the bottom lead Barretts and the range, of course.
MCY with 90% of the way to MKB as well. So he doesn't even care about this Radiance right now.
MKB, huh? No Divine Rapier. It's a bit upsetting.
We saw how many Divine Rapier picks have been. There was 10 in this tournament.
Never enough, probably. Never enough.
I remember there was a time where like one Divine Rapier, everyone was going nuts. Everyone was like, what is this? What is he doing? He's going to throw the game with this item. And now it's just like, yeah, 30 minutes in, man. Let's just build one.
It's ever since they added the True Strike to it, I reckon. It's just got that little bit of added value now.
That is true. I think the True Strike was a ridiculously strong buff.
Oh, yeah, 100% of the time. It's just never going to miss.
Granted, there are more evasion items.
True.
And people are just generally smarter
My thrift rewarded.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
They're more knowledgeable about Dota, so
Oh, well, yeah,
I don't know if that makes them smarter.
We're talking about Dota, yeah, sure. X is going to get jumped on. Ice Blast is going to be out with the Reaper side, but X will be alive with the Shallow Grave, but for how long? He is going to go Now Yu trying to return back into the base while Shifu moves forward onto Mac. Do you have the damage? No, with that Sonic Wave out again from Bensoy, connecting on all three of them, and they just rush the tier 3 tower. But that's a great bow down from Yakunka. X is trying to fight back with the poison touch out from the Dazzle. They'll get Mac. Now MCY could be a sitting duck. He'll reflect, trying to man fight. He will get Shifu on the Alk, and now X. Can you get the Kunka? The avalanche tosses back in from Ching Feng. MCY so low. But does he die? Ching Feng's gone and X is gone.
He's going to die to an urn.
He will go down. But does it even matter?
It is your base pusher that did go down. Obviously, the Necro can help a bit pushing. He's dead as well. But you did team wipe. You've brought the net worth lead up to 15k. And X died back for that. All that, like, he all in to kill Terrorblade. MCY obviously turns around and just goes complete man mode, which, by the way, I love to see. A carry that's like, I'm dead, you're coming down with me.
Radiant's middle tower
But they might just get a Rax from Ben Soil to attack.
Middle barracks are under
Slowly
attack.
but surely.
Just get it done. No buybacks to be expended here from Trust. They're just going to allow the respawn timers to do their work. They'll get the mid-racks. At least the melee barracks and Bensoy, he'll leave the range.
Radiant's top tower
Just
is
no
under
point
attack.
for it.
I'm mildly disappointed how weak ranged Raxes are. Like, no one cares about them.
Yeah.
They're just the unloved child of the Rax family.
Yeah.
It needs some buffs. Like, I reckon getting a range Rax should amp catapults more. Or getting a range Rax should amp and you get an extra creep. Something like... Upping one range creep is so pathetic for the fact that it's a huge deal taking Raxes. And they just don't care about half of them.
It's actually an interesting point as well. Like, if you added like an extra range creep to a wave, could you imagine how much that would change the game just based off how valuable range creeps are at the moment?
Yeah, it's just the small things. I mean, obviously, what?
Creep to sights, XMP, but Avalanche and toss up from Ching Feng, but no, the Cliff Shifu. Oh, and Sonic Wave out from Bensoy. He's going to clean him up now. Oh, he was cosplaying Arteezy.
I was just about to say the the Southeast Asian version of Arteezy. He actually is China, sorry. He's the Chinese version of Arteezy, but he's gonna die. He's actually gonna die for this.
Well, they've called GG anyway. That'll be game 2 over. Poglet, the great news for us is we've got a game 3 between these two.
Yes, I mean, it's great to